Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Spotlight Campus for Match 9 in the Small Countries Association Championships between Ireland and Northern Ireland. If everyone please stand for the national anthem of Northern Ireland. And now, the national anthem of Ireland.
Hello everyone and welcome to the National Indoor Arena where we are on day 3 of the CED Under-20s European qualifying matches. We are on game 2 of the day. If you were with us earlier, we saw Scotland overcome a very strong San Marino in a 5-set battle. Absolutely thrilling stuff. And we now turn to what is potentially a bronze medal match of the day, with Northern Ireland facing off against host Republic of Ireland. It is a derby match and the supporters are in the house. The players are very excited and I'm joined by women's under-20 head coach Graham Bell. Thank
Lovely
you
to
for
be
joining us.
here. I think probably before the tournament even starts, this is the game everyone looks to. This is the one that, you know, are going to get the most bums and seats.
Absolutely.
And I have no bias whatsoever on either teams.
And neither do I. Neither do I. Actually, I think we're a very balanced commentary panel here today as the teams start to come out onto court.
Although, you know, I think we've seen the Irish boys so far, you know, have struggles, and mostly just through, you know, winning points, putting the ball on the ground, having good attack. And I think for them it's going to be a struggle today. You know, Northern Ireland are a very tall, very physical team, and if they get put on the back foot with that physicality, you know, they're going to have to be smart and find solutions.
Yes. And often, though, by the end of a tournament, you know, your team have been playing at a higher level each day and improving each day. So we would hope that realistically that Ireland can put all those things together and build on their performance last night against Gibraltar and find potentially a victory here against a very strong Northern Irish team.
I still think, you know, for those of you who maybe aren't aware, these derby games when tournaments used to be, you know, the fight for the wooden spoon. This was, you know, last day, 6th or 5th. So I think it's a testament to the strength of volleyball on the island as a total, that Northern Ireland are fighting out for bronze medals. So there's a lot of youth work going in, and the level is going up and up, and we're having growing pains, and we want to grow even more.
Absolutely, absolutely. No, it is really, really positive to see.
So Ireland looked to go on with, a little more firepower.
Yeah, starting off with a strong team, the team that has started nearly every set so far this weekend.
And like we talked in the last game, if you've been following along, these players are developing. And what that means is, there are different stages of the development, and what you'll see quite a lot from both these teams compared to San Marino and Scotland is they will make the same amazing points, just less consistently. Those errors will be there because they go for it, they take the risk when maybe they should manage the situation a little bit better. But this is what we want from our young developing players, is that they have the will and the want to go make spectacular things, that they play well, their coaches are happy, the crowd is entertained, you guys at home are entertained.
Absolutely, and the more exposure our players have to high-level competition, the more consistent they will become under pressure. And Northern Ireland are going to start us off to serve with setter Alistair McGuinness to serve. So they're just a nervous miss in the net there.
First blood Ireland.
As setter Roy Valdez steps up for Ireland. And that one goes long.
So it was something we actually seen yesterday from the team, that they've been trying this longer looping serve, just trying to get it to die in around the end line. Obviously that makes it hard for the passers, moving away from their setters, trying to get turned sideways. Is it in? Is it out? But unfortunately, obviously, you run the risk of it just going that little bit too far.
Absolutely. As Louis van der Vletz steps up.
So both teams just trying to find their feet. It was a great toss by Louis, but at the same time, you could see in his approach, he pulled out of it a little bit, and you either have to go for it or you try and roll it in short.
Yeah, and I think a lot of atmosphere in the hall here.
Nerves.
Okay.
So the real question is, who's the first person to take the game by the scruff of the neck?
I think probably a little bit of nerves, a lot of atmosphere in the hall, a lot of supporters in. Teams might be just feeling a little nervous, a little bit pent up maybe.
Well, I think one of the hardest things in life is expectation management. And, whenever Ireland or Northern Ireland go against San Marino or Scotland, they are the underdogs. They say it's going to be a hard game. Let's just try and put a good performance in. This is probably the first one where they're coming in saying, okay, we're trying to win.
Yes.
And obviously that expectation creates a little bit of nerves, and this is it's exposure, as you were saying, but it's exposure to being the team that should be winning and dominating is not normal for them.
No, being used to being the not being the underdog.
Yeah.
Great cover on the tip there by Roy Valdez. Northern Ireland out of system here, free ball opportunity for Ireland.
Oh, nice, Pierce.
Somehow saved out of the net by Pierce McFarlane.
Good time. Let's go.
Oh, a scrappy point on both sides. Some great defense shown by all players. And Northern Ireland coming out the better for that point there.
So I don't think you can ever fault them for their effort, for their energy. It's just controlling that energy.
Absolutely.
I wish I had as much energy as these boys.
It seems like kind of what we said earlier in the match earlier, sometimes when you're trying to not miss your serve, you know, and that's I think what happens if you don't miss, rather than actually picking a target and people pull out and it actually ends up, you know, flying away from them. So
we talk a lot in the Coach Noel about intent, and at the moment, you know, the intent is just to kind of put the ball in somewhere. And I think you have to get your energy level up to be competitive, to be aggressive, and part of that is by deciding what do I want to do and what level of energy do I need to achieve that. And both teams are just slightly undercooking with a lot of, you know, every contact is with a little bit of hopefully.
A little bit of hesitancy, yes. Want to look a little bit more aggressive as Northern Ireland lead here, 5-3.
I think as both teams start to settle in and make some points, until a team starts to make a couple of positive actions, confirm we're okay, it's going to be a little stop and start.
Yeah. Aidan Grace there just hitting it long. He's been a very dominant player for Republic of Ireland throughout this tournament. He'll be looking to settle into this game early. Tight pass there by Rory Greer. Roy Valdez, the backcourt setter there, he couldn't get up and joust for that ball, but it's up to his players to take a step in and try to cover that ball that's inevitably coming, whether it's as a, you know, a kind of a caress of the ball away by the block, or whether it's being shoved back down your throats. That's going to often happen. We've seen a bit of that earlier today. An early timeout for Ireland. It's 7-3 to Northern Ireland. I think Alessandro Trio maybe just looking for players just to take a breath, slow things down, do the simple things well, trust each other a little bit. Yeah. It's Andrew Johnson that's going back to serve for Northern Ireland. Ireland looking for a nice high pass off the net here. That's better from Emilio Darren. Roy Valdez finding Aidan Grace, but well read by the Northern Ireland blockers there.
So whenever you start looking at teams like stylistically, you can see from, you know, the opposite number 11 for Ireland. He has a very, you know, he likes to swing across his body, drag the ball with his left hand from left to right. And Northern Ireland have done a good job blocking off that line as his favorite thing to kind of do. So he's got to start finding solutions.
Ball very tight in the net there. Patrick Crawley did the right thing, trying to find hands there to tool the block, but just clipping the net on his way down.
But he has some jump on him, huh? He has some jump on him.
Some jump on him, absolutely. Andrew Johnson to serve there. Goes deep. As Ireland trail by 5 points. 9-4 to Northern Ireland. Here's Aidan Grace, steps back to serve. Northern Ireland bench in full voice here. We like to see it. Nice serve there by Aidan Grace. Libero having to step in and set that ball. It's a free ball opportunity here for Ireland. Good decision by Roy Valdez there, leaving an open net for Patrick Crawley to hit that cross court. Great decision by Roy Valdez there.
So I think it's interesting. Sometimes, you know, both teams are still, you know, finding that energy. They're both like 20% under where they need to be, and I think Ireland might start to peak up because as jump top's been serving here, you can't go easier. You can't be 20% down. So when your team's struggling, it's actually better to have a jump server because you got to have intent. You got to go and hit it. Oh, that's unlucky. That's borderline.
Borderline. Though, as a referee, you know, when you see somebody else who is not the setter step up to set, you are ready to judge. So, you know, that was unfortunate. Lachlan Donnelly, having played a great role in the previous point, dragging the block. Going for the harder option there, setting it backwards. Might have been better going to dig it. Northern Ireland live again and go long. That is their 5th missed serve of this set.
And as you said, they have to learn how to get that speed in the game. And even if you're going to miss it a bit harder, because at the moment they're not risking, but they're not playing safe either.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's that danger zone.
Yeah, an aggressive error. Well taken overhead there by Northern Ireland. And that is just long for Louis van der Vlet's. No touch off the block. But But it has to say, a nice set there by Alistair McGuinness. He really gave his player all options. He could have swung line or swung cross. As Patrick Crawley makes his way back to serve for Ireland. Well taken overhead. Aidan Grace on that short ball. Emilio Darren makes no mistake. The Carcrows man being pumped up by his centre there, Roy Valdez. And you see Roy Valdez turning to his middle, Lachlan Donnelly, and goes, thank you, you know. You sold that for me there in the middle.
It's a thankless job being in the middle, but it is nice when they do thank you.
Absolutely. I always thank my middles when they run for me and drag a block. Good lineup on the block. No touch off the block there, so...
no, they're saying that it touched the Ireland block and then the attacker before it went back out.
Is that what he's saying?
Yeah.
We'll just have to watch the footage back, but it is a point to Ireland. A little bit of a momentum change here. Patrick Crawley steps back, serving quite consistently here. That's what we need in this moment. Get a bit of rhythm in the game. Nice overhead pass there. Well watched by Lachlan Donnelly, tight on the net. Free ball opportunity here for Ireland. Rory Greer taking that free ball. Oh, Emilio Darren. Oh, unlucky, just outside the antenna, or clipping the antenna. It was a clever play though.
And this is where, as coaches, you know, we have to keep in the process. The decision was great.
Yeah.
It came a little bit off the inside of his index finger and shot towards the antenna rather than straight. But you can't go too crazy saying, no, you need to tip like this.
No.
Great decision.
Yeah.
Go do it again.
Absolutely. Oh, bit of miscommunication there. That is Rory Greer's ball. You know, that ball obviously was a bad pass, but you know, Rory Greer as libero needs to be ready to go get that. Aidan Grace is clearly like, well, if you said it, then I can hit it. And I think Rory Greer needs to take on that responsibility. He's not going to be the one to hit the ball. A late decision there by Patrick Crawley. He was unsure. That indecision costing him. Whether the ball was in or out, he needed to make a decision one way or the other. Score now 39 to Northern Ireland. As Lisa McKibben is back to serve. A free ball opportunity now for Northern Ireland. Aidan Grace in the right point in the right time. Really tight set there for Emilio Darren.
Net touch, unlucky.
Oh, really? Do you know what, though? That's a moral victory for Northern Ireland. That was a monster block.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the net touch, you know, that's okay of an error. It's an aggressive error. You know, they read that really, really well. I think Roy Valdez is going to have to give Emilio Darren a little bit more space. He has a massive jump, but he is up against a big block there in Alistair McGuinness. And if he has a chance to find the line or find the cross court, he's going to need a little bit more space. Lachlan Donnelly back to serve for Ireland. Unlucky, just wide. A reprieve there for Northern Ireland. As setter Alistair McGuinness steps back to serve. I feel like Patrick Crawley was a little too relaxed on that. It was the right decision to take overhead. The ball looked like it was going in, but it was like as though he was waiting for it to happen rather than attacking the ball. When you're taking the ball overhead, I feel, you know, you do have to come and meet the ball and attack it, not wait for it to come to you. That's a better option for Emilio Darren instead of volleying the ball. Great job by Piers McFarlane. seeing the space on court.
As I said, great solution by the small outside. You know, getting that ball across, coming back towards that right-hand corner makes it tough for the defender to get it in front of the setter, give the setters problems, and you reap the rewards. It's about putting pressure on the opponent. If you make so much pressure, you win the point, great. But you still make pressure and you get something easy back.
Absolutely. We've seen kind of throughout this tournament that, you know, free ball plays can be punished.
Yeah.
Volleying the ball over might win the odd time, but not enough. Getting attack from an out-of-system play can be far more beneficial. It's a good pass there from Rory Greer. Nice high set. Aidan Grace just not contacting that ball comfortably. And it going long. Louis van der Vlet's back to serve now for Northern Ireland. Scores 17-11. Great connection there between setter and middle. Pierce McFarlane.
So I think so far the way the game's gone, both teams have went around one full rotation.
Yes.
And now I think they're starting to bed in. So I think now you kind of look to see, okay, they are behind, but can they start to close it? Can they start to show what they can do?
That is the 5th missed serve for Ireland. It is 5 missed serves apiece for each team. As Janito Randlehoff goes back for Northern Ireland to serve here. Short serve, another miss. Pierce McFarlane going back to serve now for Ireland.
So maybe people at home are a little frustrated with, you know, the amount of missed service going on, but even if the serve goes in, even at high levels, usually the first side out has a pretty high win percentage. So the fact that they're both missing serves left, right and centre means both teams are siding out at actually a pretty high rate per rotation, which is identical to what would happen with strong attackers. And although it's not aesthetically pleasing right now, statistically it's about on par with a high-level game. It's frustrating to watch, and the real question is, as we get towards the end of the sets here, who
Net
can
touch
link
there, surely.
points together and start to breed a bit of confidence into the team.
4 touches there. Ireland looking a little bit confused, feeling there was a net touch in the middle of that game, but middle of that point. But yeah, on the miss, I think so long as the errors become more aggressive errors, that's really the most important thing, that we're not making the same mistakes again and again for both teams. Lovely pass there by Rory Greer. Oh, great connection between Lachlan Donnelly and setter Roy Valdez there. That was great court vision there by Miles Riley. Just reaching over the top of the block to push that ball long. Again, Roy Valdez got sucked in to cover the tip that he saw coming, but great court vision by Miles Riley. Captain for Northern Ireland. So, change up here for Ireland. Taken off Aidan Grace and put on setter. Rotation error, yeah, see it happening. So Ireland have made a change there. They've brought on setter Tobias Lutz in space of Aidan Grace, who's an opposite player. So at the moment they effectively have two setters on the court.
So I see what Alessandra's tried. You know, she wants to bring on a different setter, maybe have Roy swing on this first ball, but the change came one rotation early.
Yeah, our last server for Ireland, I think, was Pierce McFarlane. So Aidan Grace would be in position 2. Making him a front court hitter, which means we now have a front court setter. And Roy Valdez is currently in the wrong position. He needs to be in between Emilio Darren. Yes, there we go. Yes. Free ball opportunity here for Northern Ireland. fully exploiting that confusion there. Miles Riley finding the line. What a beautiful,
Really
beautiful
nice
swing.
So, as I said, for those of you wondering what was going on there, or maybe aren't volleyball fanatics like we are, it's, even though there is positions, it's not like football or rugby where you can just kind of move around the court wherever you want. It's very strategic on where you have to be. It's called as an overlap or rotation rule. From the 6 positions, you can't be the wrong side of the other player, and we always have to make sure that. So that's what they're calling for these rotational errors, is that the players are standing in the wrong order.
Yeah, and Roy Valdez, who's been setting number 9 for Ireland, now becoming an outside opposite hitter.
Always love getting my time to shine hitting.
Me too. Ooh, and that is a great swing again by Miles Riley. Ireland will really want to try to contain him. If he keeps finding the line, they may need to stack that block a little bit heavier.
Is it the same for you, Regina? When you get to beach season, you're like, oh yes, I get to attack. And then after like 2 months, you're like, oh, I'm bored of setting high balls. I miss my middle. I miss like flinging the ball around.
Though I like to play sometimes with one of the middles I play with. So every now and again, we get to run a few quicks. Though that's a bit unconventional on the beach. Oh, great defense there by
Hopefully we will be having our YouTube channel and you can watch Regina do that in the summer.
Super defense again by Northern Ireland. Little off-speed shot there by Miles Riley. Oh, great patience. Great patience there by Ireland, and a lovely, lovely swing cross court by Patrick Crowley.
We have to give big credit to Tobias coming in as a setter off the bench, being cold, you know, making those couple of good connections at the beginning. Just breeds confidence for the team.
Absolutely, you can see him there. He's just saying, guys, settle down, 1 point at a time here. Patrick Crowley. Great touch. Oh, unlucky Kyle Ruddock really committing to that ball, unable to bring it back into court. A lovely serve by Patrick Crowley. That's his second ace of the game.
So this could actually be a really inspired change by Alessandra as the Ireland coach, because I think Tobias might not have the, you know, the skill or ability that Roy has shown at time to change the game, but he's been very calming influence, giving the hitters the chance to make the difference rather than the setter. And I think for the Ireland team, when they've been so up and down, there's been no stable person to build upon. Everyone's trying something, and you can see even Patrick starting to get a bit of confidence because there's a stability there for him to jump off.
Absolutely, absolutely. Nice high pass there by Loughlin. Beautiful! Great set there by Tobias, and a beautiful swing there by Loughlin Donnelly. Again, just like, you know, that pass straight in transition, the less time you have to think about it, sometimes the better. A beautiful decisions and finish there by Loughlin Donnelly.
I think especially for all players, you know, overthinking at the moment can be very, very possible. And they say training is for thinking, matches are for playing.
Absolutely. Great swing cross court there. I think that was by Lewis van der Fletz there. Emilio Darren unable to get a handle on it. Final score in that set was 25-18.
So I think if the Ireland ones will start this way, and now from Alessandro and the coaching staff coming in saying, look, we made something stable towards the end, go out and show what you can do now from that stable point, then I think the second set could be a lot tighter. They need to put a little bit more service pressure on the Northern Irelands, because the Northern Irish advantage is they're big, they're physical, they can have swings. So they need to start trying to get them out of system, off the net, to give them real chances to have defense.
Yeah, and we saw there when, like, you know, even in out of system situations, when Ireland got hits on the ball or, like, you know, off power shots, it did put a little bit more pressure on the Northern Ireland defense, meaning they weren't quite able to run their free balls. But conversely, you can see what happens when Alice Adair is able to set that ball right on the pin. He has a great swinger in Miles Riley, the captain for Northern Ireland, finding the line very comfortably by the end of that set. So I think, like you said, a bit more calm and steadiness, and get that rhythm for Ireland will be really important in this set. Aidan Grace has been a really strong player for Ireland throughout this. I think taking him off there, you know, he was kind of a little bit off rhythm. But I do think...
So I think this is something I've discussed with a lot of people. You have tendencies that you like to go to, and stylistically you might just match up against a blocker that's bad for you. And I think looking at how he liked to swing towards the line, the North guys got their tactic to do that, and it just means automatically you're a worse player, even though you're not worse. It just doesn't match, and it was probably a good call to change because it wasn't working.
No, absolutely, and Tobias Luch having a really calming influence there.
So I think from Callum McGreevy on the north side, they'll probably want to try and, you know, take it up a gear. You know, they've won the first set, and it was, you know, slightly below average.
Yeah.
It's still nice to win, but I'm sure he wants to have a little more expansive play out of the guys to go show a little more creativity.
Yeah, we haven't really seen McKibben or Randall Hoff running through the middle there. They've been effective in the block for sure. That's their first job. Ireland running the middle a little bit more than Northern Ireland, and I think if we can get that consistency in the pass, that variety in attack will only serve to benefit Ireland.
So slight changes. So Roy stays in, Stepan comes in as an outside. Okay, so they've kind of reverted back to the other constellation now with Patrick Crawley as opposite.
Has gone in as opposite. He's left-handed as well, so more than capable to be comfortable on that right side of the court. But yeah, Stefano has come on as a wing as Patrick Crawley takes up the duty as opposite. Lachlan Donnelly is going to get himself start serving.
So I like Lachlan's serve. He was great in the last games. I know he had one just out the sideline, but you know, as a developing player, I love that he challenges himself to be tight on that line.
Oh, that is lovely. Really low over the top of the net. Oh.
Nice, Pierce.
Just getting a little touch on it to help his players in the back row out. Nice calm there by Ireland. Northern Ireland unlucky to not make that contact in the middle. It was a great set out to the wing. The jump set really felt like it had the block. Pierce McFarlane had to really chase out to the wing. Lachlan Donnelly back to serve again. Great pass there by Kyle Ruddock. And there's Lewis van de Vlier just out. Oh no, referee is saying there's a touch off the block.
To be fair, the ref missed it, but Roy was really honest and showed that there's touch on, and I like that.
Good sportsmanship.
Although personally, I will never admit to it unless a referee asks me. Then I will open it. I won't lie to him, but I'll never say that I touched it unless he asks me.
Roy Valdez taking a swing on that. There's an example of playing aggressively in those moments where it's an out-of-system play. You know, the instinct might be to volley it. He's a setter, certainly, but no, took a little jump and swung down the line. For all intents and purposes, a very easy ball. Northern Ireland cutting the hop there. And it's an ace. 2 points in a row for Roy Valdez.
We're hoping this will be the catalyst for more points. You know, you start to take the stress off the shoulders of the players. A couple of good points. Everyone wants to be involved now.
Yes. Tough pass there. Free ball opportunity for Ireland. Lovely pass in by Rory Greer. Good decision, but just a little tight on the net there. Patrick Crawley doing well. And that ball is long from Andrew Johnson, I think. Sorry, not Andrew Johnson.
From Lear, yeah.
Much better play there from Ireland, looking a little bit calmer. Some good decisions being made on the attack. Northern Ireland just feeling a little bit out of rhythm there. They take an early timeout. Score is 4-1 to Ireland.
It is something in the development of the Northern players. What I've seen at this tournament is they do like to hit long. It's very rare that they'll try to go, you know, 3 meters, 4 meters, which will stay them good as they progress, going on to seniors, playing against bigger teams, bigger blocks.
Lots of noise here as Roy Valdez steps back to serve. Nice calm serve, but well taken there by Kyle Ruddock. Nice touch off the block. Rory Greer steps up to take that. That is a nice out-of-system set. And Patrick Crawley powering it through. That's a really good improvement there. You know, that
Patience.
yeah, patience. The ball is high. It's off the net. Patrick Crawley has options there. He's not under that tall block there of Janita Randlehoff in the middle. And he's able to make something of it.
I love a good net roller there.
Yeah. Oh, unlucky there.
But I say, you take the positive, you've been on a good series of serves, and now it's just about, you know, you're +3, your energy's up, and it's just about trying to cut this off in one.
Yeah. Louis van der Vliet back to serve. He's been very dominant in the front row. Well taken by Emilio Darren. Oh, Patrick Cawley with an absolutely beautiful ball cross court. Roy Valdez had to chase that set down, but well handled, and that is a great spot. I think if Patrick Cawley can exploit that a little bit more.
You just can't see my face, but I'm smiling and nodding.
Set maybe just a little high for Miles Riley there to Emilio. Again, making good use of that tight ball. And a super block there by Patrick Crawley and Pierce McFarlane.
So this is this part. It's very hard for one player to carry a team through an entire set and game unless you're Conte from San Marino. But you see, you know, Roy started it. Now Patrick has a smile on his face. Now someone else can it be stepping now with, you know, a couple of aces, some good digs, and it breeze. Person after person takes over. Then it might go back to Roy again. You know, people need to take over.
Yeah, exactly. And I think as well, like, you know, that gives the setter confidence then. You know, they're not second guessing their decisions, which means ultimately their sets are usually more consistent when they feel like they have all their options available to them. Oh!
There's a touch.
There was a touch. And Callum Grieve, head coach for Northern Ireland, is calling for a timeout. The score is 9-2, and the Irish supporters in the house being very vocal.
And again, when we delve into, you know, the psychology of timeouts, you can go in and say, you know, technically your arms are in the wrong place. He can't pass a ball. We've seen it. But the problem is he just doesn't, he's not in the right mental mindset to be able to get into the position he needs to get into. So, you know, as a coach, you got to be really careful that you're not put too much demands on a player who's, you know, not in the flow of the game yet. It's calm them down, focus them on one thing, let them build that confidence by, you know, confirming these good contacts.
Yeah, and right now this is a mental break for Northern Ireland. There's absolutely no question. They have the skills to side out here, but they need to commit to their decision making here. A great serve by Stepano. Great chase down. No one with him though, but he brought it back into court. Fair play to Louise van der Vliet. Emilio Darren down the line. Mincemeat that block. Smallest player on court, biggest jump. He will be delighted with that. And I think you can really feel the momentum has shifted there to Ireland.
Do you feel the buzz?
I feel the buzz. A bit of miscommunication there. And you can see they've already given up on that point. Roy Valdez. Saving it out of the net. Emilio Darren just, you know, trying to force that ball.
So
double touching it.
You run the risk of being over-motivated now, of like faking it and trying to push at the same time, and then you make an error and you're just really down now. I know lots of coaches everywhere will be saying the setter has the second ball. I really think, you know, the Libro's there, step in and take it. Setter, let him make a good ball, you know.
Absolutely. That goes down to that trust on court.
Oh, unlucky.
What's happened there? I think there's maybe just a bit of a number 17, Luther McKibben and Pierce McFarlane probably just kneeing each other through the net.
Yeah, sometimes that can be a dangerous one for, you know, PCL tears.
Yeah. More of a knock than anything else. Substitute happening here. Janito Randlehoff coming onto court.
Pierce just over-motivated. He said he couldn't hear the whistle. Happens sometimes in loud halls, lots of fans screaming.
Yeah, lots of horns going. Let's hope he can do the same again. Tight set here.
Nice save.
And well pushed to the back row there. Patrick Crawley powering through that block again. Just not penetrating over the top of the net, and it goes off the top of the block and out. But just a moment there for Alice Adair's save tight in the net. Like, I don't know how he didn't touch the net. Set the ball with one hand into the back row. Yeah. And fair play to Louis van de Vlier. He was ready to transition and swing from 6. Unlucky it didn't pay off, but super calm on the Irish side here. Oh. When it's with you, but that is a great serve there by Pierce McFarlane, straight down the line. Trying to find that front court hitter. And Callum Grieve is making some substitutions here.
So it's a common thing for so many coaches after a game. They'll say, you know, well, you lost, and how did it go? Well, we couldn't play how we normally play, and that's why we lost. But you couldn't play the way you want to play because the other team didn't let you play the way you want to play. And if the other team let you do it, then you say we had a great game. And at the moment, it's just, you know, we've seen good volleyball from Northern Ireland against Scotland, even at times against San Marino. And at the moment, you know, Ireland have just put a pressure on them that they can't deal with to be able to play the way they want to play.
Ooh, unlucky. Just a little low there. Lachlan Donnelly doing well to try and beat that block. Just before that point, we had Alex McAvoy introduced for Northern Ireland on the wing. Reminiscent of a young Jonathan Workman, I would say, with that hair.
Yep.
Another substitution here for Northern Ireland.
Big shout out to Worky if he's tuning in all the way in Australia.
We have a new setter in there. Alice Adair coming off. Number 2, Elijah Griffiths coming on. Great patience. Oh.
And the recovery. No.
Oh. What
Love
calm
that.
there by Alex McAvoy. There was chaos on both sides. And just to take the temperature off that ball and roll it into the middle was great. But again, great patience by Roy Valdez just to wait for that ball to come out of the net.
So I seen Alex come in as a pinch server, as a serving sub the other day, and like dropped in a really nice little short serve. You know, after standing in the corner for 2.5 sets.
Yeah.
And what we talk about is, you know, holistic, all-round good players, but at the same time they need to have edges. They need to have that little bit of character, that little bit of cheekiness going, you know what, I'm going to put it where I want.
Super swing by Patrick Crawley again. Northern Ireland just not able to bring that ball high into the court. Again, Ireland looking a lot more comfortable right now. Northern Ireland asking questions of themselves. Callum Green lining people up on the bench there.
So, what's the score?
The score right now is 14-5 to Ireland.
So this could be one, you know, what a lot of coaches will think about is, you know, subbing most of your big guys out. As much as you hate on giving up on the set, but you take them out, give them a bit of time to relax.
Oh, super commitment there by Kyle Ruddock. Unlucky not to bring it back into court. Emilio Darren is playing with that block though. He is finding the tops of hands. He's going around it. He's tipping. You know.
So it's working really nicely because Roy's started to speed things up now, and it's just not giving the block time to be fully formed.
Yeah, and when you're in system and you have that rhythm, much easier as a setter to bring that speed. Northern Ireland now need to try and build momentum. The set is certainly not gone. Great pass into court by Rory Greer. Oh, and great cover. Bring it back, Patrick Crawley. Free ball opportunity here for Northern Ireland.
Oh,
he just stole it off Rory Greer.
That's...
It's Some error in concentration there.
Yeah. So, for those of you who are wondering, obviously you cannot be on your opponent's side, but it counts from your feet. If your body's over and you do not make contact with the player, everything's legal.
Yeah. Emilio Darren just getting in the way of Rory Greer there on that defense, but a massive swing cross court there by Luis Valdez.
There's that short serve from Alex.
Oh, beautiful.
And, you know, you just love the audacity, huh?
Yeah, that's the word. And he is delighted with that. As Ireland take a timeout, it's 15-8.
But you can see, you know, as I said, it comes back to character and decision making. At the start of the set from both teams, there was a lot of just put the ball in, just somewhere. And from Alex, you can see this. It's a really precise decision. Where do I want to play it? How do I got to do that? Go and do it.
Yeah, as you said, there's intent there. He's asking questions of the Irish pass. And again, like, obviously right now, it really paid off. In another situation, if he misses it, you're like, well, what is he doing? But again, it's an aggressive error otherwise. And much prefer to see that than people kind of lollipopping it. For Ireland here, it's important they try to keep concentration and keep siding out. They do not want to let Northern Ireland get a sniff if they want to try and hold this set. As Alex McAvoy, super sub, comes back on to serve. He goes deep this time.
That's so close.
So close. I would have liked a little bit more following to the line there by Emilio Darren now.
Yeah.
Building a nice atmosphere in here. Emilio Darren back to serve for Ireland. He didn't get in the way of that ball. Roy Valdez, good timing, just needs to turn their hands back into court and try to redirect that ball in between those blue lines. We have Luther McKibben back to serve for Northern Ireland now. Ooh, nice pass by Lachlan Donnelly, a tight ball short in the net. Lovely roll shot by Stefano, well dealt with there. He goes for the roll again. Free ball opportunity. Oh!
Spectacular, I love it.
Great work.
That's going on the highlight reel.
Oh!
And
what
that.
Finish! Never say die attitude there. Nearly lost my pen over the balcony in my excitement. Great work. By Ireland there.
This is something that Roy's done well. Potentially it's a team tactic. Maybe it's something Roy's decided himself. He's really clamping on that line because the Northern Ireland hitters haven't caused that much problem cross court. And in saying, if you can't get past our block, we'll happily dig everything in the cross.
Absolutely. And we have seen the damage they can do down the line at the end of that last set. But you know what? Northern Ireland put really nice pressure on. Like, you know, that I had said free ball opportunity here, and you know that roll shot. But Jesus, Rory Greer had a never say die attitude, and that really felt like that gave an extra foot to that Irish block. So rotation here by Northern Ireland. It's the responsibility of the second referee to look at the receiving side. It's the responsibility of the first referee to watch the server, make sure that they are legal in their action, and to ensure that the rotation is correct. And the best referees, international referees.
Sorry, wrong. The server was correct,
yes,
but the front row guys were in the wrong rotation order.
Yeah.
Happens less often, but you know, it does happen.
Does happen, often probably not spotted. But that's down to some, you know, excellent refereeing here, some top international refs who are, you know. So
true, though. It's not an error if you get away with it.
No, well, fair enough. As a referee and a setter on court who is constantly watching rotations, the amount of rotations, and I'm like, the amount of rotation. But well spotted there by our first referee. Confirming next server for Ireland, Roy Valdez, who had a great run at the start of this set.
So it is good after that little disruption just to double check. I have been guilty of dark arts in the past when I have no timeouts left, of getting my players to go over and ask just to get a little bit of a break in play.
Absolutely. Free ball opportunity here. Oh, Patrick Crawley! Absolutely beautiful. Great decision by Roy Valdez there. Jump setting beautifully there. Pierce McFarling really committing in the middle. And the block was just mistimed, you know. It's up and down. Patrick Crawley timing that perfectly and finding the line. Really coming into his own in this set. Substitution here now for Northern Ireland. Thomas Holgate coming on for Louis van der Vlier, or Van der Vlet's even. So complete change up on the wings here for Northern Ireland. That's another ace for Roy Valdez. He got one earlier on in the game.
As I said, a lot of coaches, you know, they'll take the guys who have to bear the burden, you know, your setter, your outsides, that have to just soak up the pressure of passing, of hitting, of getting the balls. Take them out when the set's almost gone. Don't worry even about cheering. Just relax. Get your mind back in it. Come back out in the next set.
Yeah, reset.
Obviously, it's just always tough because, you know, they want to play. They want to play every point.
they want to play. Yeah, you want to be the one to drag your team back out of it. I have to say, Alex McAvoy has been quite effective in the past. He takes, for a small person, takes a lot overhead.
Yeah.
It'd be one, I think, to avoid on our serve if we can. That is in. That is in. Roy Valdez is 100% sure about that.
Get me some nachos because that ball had dip.
Very cheesy. I like it. Northern Ireland stacking a four-man pass here. Elijah Griffiths will have some job trying to get around them as the backcourt setter.
So you see this a lot, and I get the concept. You know, you're trying to cut the space down, make less movement, but you create more communication channels.
Yeah.
So sometimes, you know, it can be a
super cover
double-edged
there
sword.
by the setter. Unlucky.
Just into the net, trying to risk it, yeah.
Andrew Johnson in good patience. We just clipped the bottom of the net. Yeah, no, I agree. For the more people, it's like going from beach to indoor. You have two passers, like it's either yours or it's mine, and then you go to three and you add an extra component, and adding four definitely adds room for error. Roy playing it high into the court so Rory Greer can take a ball on that. Stefano just
good
roll
long
shot
swing.
it. Yeah. Continuation to play. Free ball opportunity here.
Good.
Great job by
So
Alex
we got a barrier
McAvoy.
hop. I think there was day one, Lewis 15 from Northern Ireland had a great barrier hop.
Yeah, no, he hopped it, did he? I know, thankfully our barriers are a little bit more forgiving than those on Royal. Ireland be disappointed to not have converted that free ball.
It'll be very different in August when we're here for the European Under-20 Women's Finals. We will have LED boards, and those things have sharp edges. Sometimes you got to be careful.
They do, and our lovely Tarflex court as well.
No, instead that this court does look very pretty with the branding that the staff have done in and around it.
I know they've done a great job of making the National Indoor Arena really feel like home here for this Irish team. As Andrew Johnson powers through that Irish block. Score now is 23-12 to Ireland. It's important that Ireland kind of shut down any momentum shift here, I feel.
So I said it's trying to, you know, take the sting out of the game, just slow it down, take every rotation one point at a go.
Timeout call now by Alessandro Trio. Just getting our team to settle, reset, go back out on court and finish this set. lot of people in here today supporting. It's great to see, both from north and south of the country. And we had a great atmosphere earlier for Scotland versus San Marino. We had some supporters from San Marino and neighbour Scotland. Our neighbours, I should say, not San Marino's. Scotland not known for its sunny shores. As Thomas Holgate steps back to serve for Northern Ireland. You have to think that Roy Valdez's favourite here is going to be Patrick Crawley. And that is a great serve by Thomas Holgate after that timeout. Again, I feel like Rory Greer needs to attack those overhead balls, maybe a little passive on them. Well taken there by Emilio Darren. Yes. Going for Patrick Cawley. There is no touch on that ball. And it goes long. Alessandro Trio saying no.
Get on with it.
Yeah. Next point, next point. Like we said, the game won't win itself. You have to go out and win it. Lots of noise here by supporters.
One movement, even though it goes from his arms to his head, we keep going. Great set.
Emilio Darren sitting in weight there. Stefano rolling that into 6. Oh, Emilio Darren not ready to hit that ball in 6. Oh,
puts it in a great spot.
Yeah. And that is called as a lift against Northern Ireland. He was forgiven there a little bit. It was a good decision by Roy Valdez. Emilio Darren not necessarily ready, but he found the right spot deep to the line and won. Putting setter Elijah Griffiths under pressure. And that is a miss at set point. 24-16 here. Janito Randlehoff stepping back to serve for Northern Ireland. Nice high pass by Rory Greer. I'd take a swing at it. Again.
Just a little bit, I don't know if it was a technical error, decision error. Roy looked like he was putting the ball back row, even though Patrick was front.
Yeah.
But it's one of the things, you know, the hitter does take responsibility, and although we're trying to go faster and run into the ball, I do tell my players a lot, why are you running into the net when you want to hit the ball? Run to where the ball is.
Needs to roll shot that into the middle, but way to find the setter. Nice high pass there. Good decision by Roy Valdez. Back to Patrick Crawley, who is on fire this set. He is cool as a breeze as he looks back to the supporters to finish that set 25-17.
So
a very dominant performance by Ireland. Yeah.
So it's definitely lifted the mood of everyone in here as well. I think we were all caught a little flat, and we will be honest, it was kind of like, oh. And, you know, after this set's performance, you go, okay, we have something here. And this is what I think I went back in at the end of the last set, talking the difference of potential and talent. Potential is these guys have done spectacular things sometimes, but quite often they use the wrong solution or they force it. And then it's a little difficult to watch at times. But, you know, when confidence comes, these things just work more.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
And I think we're all definitely a lot more excited for this third set than we were for the second.
Absolutely. And I think, you know, Irish players are certainly they're playing at the top of their game, but I would say as well they are being let play. Northern Ireland not quite getting a handle on them, as we have a serving competition here.
So they get 3 serves each?
I'm not sure if the goal is, maybe it's to go beyond the barrier?
No, they have to hit it.
They have to hit it?
Yeah. So Joe doing his best job to give them a helping hand.
With our mascot, Volley, I believe, has been nicknamed. I think we are going to probably run a competition of naming them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So, I think for the competition, it was they win a ball, Now we have some free t-shirts going out. I have heard, there are rumours that by the time we get to our cup finals here coming up, we will do this service competition and you can win tickets for the under-20 finals.
Ooh, which will be amazing. Amazing. We have such amazing teams coming over to play. Who have we got coming over? Italy?
Italy are confirmed, Sweden is confirmed, Poland is confirmed. I think there's a couple of other zonal events still to come, but as I said, very, very excited to see, you know, some of, you know, the next generation of professional players, female players coming across into Ireland. One of the biggest events in Europe, seeing the talent coming across, and the biggest that we've ever had in Ireland.
The biggest we've
really
ever had.
looking forward. If we can't go to volleyball, we bring volleyball here.
Absolutely, absolutely. Cannot wait. Olympics,
Well, behind the cup finals.
Oh, behind the cup finals,
and
yes.
the senior school finals.
I love the senior school finals when I was at school. What a buzz. They were great. Genuinely, one of the best atmospheres ever at the senior cup finals. If we could bring even a smidgen of that to our internationals next August, we would be a lucky, lucky crowd. Players make their way back into court. No changes for the Ireland line-out. Patrick Crawley remains as the opposite.
The old saying goes, don't change a winning team.
No, absolutely not. Scotland even, Northern Ireland.
So they've started with their two main passers back in.
Yeah, we have Andrew Johnson and opposite Miles Riley there in the wing, captain to serve.
Probably a choice I agree with, that they've kept their other setter in. I thought he showed good.
He's calm under pressure and a good tall blocker, which I think they need right now. Roy Valdez steps back to serve for Ireland. Oh, just not able to unstick that from their hands there. Great swing there by Louis van der Vletz, powering through that Irish block. Patrick Crawley finding high hands. And there are high hands in the middle. Anisha Randall, probably one of the taller players on courts today. Well taken overhead by Miles Riley. Ooh, can't bring it back. Well used through the middle there. Anisha Randall putting pressure on at the tip. As Elijah Griffiths serves for Northern Ireland. Great set back to Patrick Crawley. Ooh, a great block there. Closing that block very well was Anisha Randall.
This is still a little thing of experience. You know, you see that quick reaction of surprise that it's come to you, trying to get it over the net rather than, you know, with that first contact, trying to bring it back into the 3 meter court, into the middle of court, that we can get another set and swing off it.
Backcourt setter, ref. Well called. So setter Elijah Griffiths is back row. He cannot jump in front of the attack line to play the ball over the net. The ball was set. Their pass was a little tight for him, unable to control it and bring it back onto his own side. Pierce McFarlane back to serve now for Ireland. It is 3 points apiece. Good top by Lachlan Donnelly there. Ooh. A one-on-one block there. Louis Van de Vlier shutting down Emilio Darren.
But, you know, from Lachlan, that's fantastic. That's 3 or 4 times I've seen him get that overpass and not put it back over the net. And I really like the fact that he's stepping in, taking it with his hands, that he can push up. A lot of people will wait and try and dig that, and the ball will just shoot across over the net again.
No, good control and good patience as well. Oh, a little bit of contact there. Stepan Papatov not just able to get a touch on that chase down. I need to shake off that little argy-bargy there. The score is 5-3 to Northern Ireland as Louis van der Velds goes back to serve. Emilio Darren taking that overhead. I feel like Rory Greer should have put his name on that ball. Might have given Stepan a little higher ball to work with. This is where the talk, the trust needs to come in. What's my next job? Trust that your players are going to step up and help you out in those moments. Rory Greer in a much better position to set that ball. Early timeout here by Alexander Trio as the score is 6-3. Northern Ireland looking a lot more comfortable in this set.
Yeah, as I said, it's one of those weird ones. They're still going a lot over their position for their left side outside hitter. They're still going line, and in the last set where Roy had blocked them 2 or 3 times, these balls have just off Patrick, went like hands and out. And it's really strange that they've done exactly the same thing and they've won 3 points, where in the last set they did exactly the same thing and lost 3 points.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to keep chopping away at it.
Absolutely. Just because it doesn't work one time doesn't mean it was the wrong decision. As Louis van der Velds goes back to serve. Great overhead pass. Do you know now, I think that was a great pass. I think Roy Valdez is way too far off the net. Nah, Roy, I disagree with your annoyance. I think as setters, sometimes if you're expecting a worse pass and you're off the net, then you step in and you make that ball look tighter than it was. I think he should expect the perfect pass and then step off.
I do love the fact you have said about, you know, the players being a little more active in hand passing, their bodies move forward. But your body pushes the ball forward. If you push your hands forward as well, it is going to be very tight on the net. And to kind of split the responsibility that my body is aggressive but my hands move up, to kind of let that ball peak and fall on the setter, kind of takes that away. And this is just something that is part of their learning curve.
Nearly double touch there called against Northern Ireland setter Elijah Griffiths. As Patrick Crawley steps back to the service line. I think that's a perfect example of what we were saying earlier, that, you know, that serve looks very inauspicious, but you have to put so much energy back into the ball to bring it back into court. And in many respects, a big topspin serve in that moment would have been a lot easier to pass. Beautiful control by Patrick Crawley. Goes again. Well taken. Yeah, Roy Valdez saying, that's my ball. Oh, absolutely beautiful. I think that was on the line. Oh.
No.
No. Oh, do you know?
That it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But
beautiful vision there by Emilio Darren. Like, just beautiful. To roll shot it, no one there. Everybody caught on their heels. Like we said, right decision. Unfortunate it didn't pay off. Definitely worth doing again. Yeah, you're right to take that, Stefano. Great cover by Lachlan Donnelly. But deemed to be no touch on the block there.
So it's also, you said something about us short setters blocking. It just takes time to get up there.
Oh, and yeah.
I really like the little number 4, but if he's taller, you reach that ball in his trajectory earlier, you get that over the net, even though he has a huge, huge jump.
Lachlan Donnelly having to dig that ball over the net. I feel like Roy Valdez is trying a little bit too much here. He needs to slow the game down a little bit. Looking to be subbed off. That is not what we like to see. These are very young players, it has to be said, putting a lot of pressure on themselves in these moments. But we've seen Tobias Leach come on and really calm the situation down.
Yeah.
hoping he can do the same now here for Ireland.
So it is interesting for a lot of coaches to figure out, like, do you want two really good setters?
A beautiful pass there. Beautiful pass by Amelia Darren and great connection.
Lachlan tries to put a hole in the floor.
Absolutely beautiful by Lachlan Donnelly.
So, you know, you got to figure it out with national teams. It's not just about having the best players. They kind of have to fit and have roles. And I think a lot of times with setters, you want two different types of setters, have different options.
Well managed there by Stepan Popotov. Go on, you were saying setters.
Yeah, it's really nice to have setters with completely different styles because you can use them for different reasons rather than having two just really good setters that are similar.
Great serve, Amelia Darren there.
Just out.
Just out. Miles Riley really unlucky not to find the line there. I thought that was a really aggressive swing though, of a difficult ball.
So, you know, I'm going to be harsh on a lot of the outside hitters here, and it's something as a causal factor. The ball's inside, they're coming inside, they're hitting back towards the line. That angle naturally takes them out of the court, and then they're frustrated as out. And I personally believe a lot of this comes from, we are limited on the amount of courts we can train with, and most coaches and schools have to deal with the fact that we want players to get as many reps hitting as possible. We will have a setter on each side setting. We are encouraged and told to hit line. Often setters at a younger age are setting the ball inside, and we keep learning, turn it back, turn it back, turn it back. And at a next level, they got to learn, if it's inside, cut it off early, hit it hard cross.
Hit it hard cross, absolutely.
And this is just part of, you know, it's ingrained. Line.
It's that decision making under pressure. Northern Ireland leading 10 points to 8. A little bit of confusion there on the pass. And again, decision making there, you know, I mean, Miles Riley, captain, did not have to set that ball. He had plenty of time to get around and dig that ball back into court. As Ireland cut the lead down to 1 point. Gosh, what a serve for Amelia Darren. That was so tight to the top of the net. No one expected that to come over, not least the Northern Ireland passers. Seemed shocked. What a great serve by Amelia Darren. Rotation error at a crucial moment. Northern Ireland started really strong in this set, but Ireland have just kept chipping away. I think, you know, they've sided out quickly in the last few points, you know, and keeping the rhythm on their side. And they're asking questions of the Northern Ireland pass now. Right now, doesn't look like anybody on that Northern Ireland pass wants to pass. What you need now is somebody to step up, take control of that. Even in this moment, we're having a little bit of a technical issue here, maybe with the score sheet. You know, this is an opportunity for players to come together, have a little chat, you know, instill a bit of confidence in each other. You can see the Irish players, they're bouncing, they're ready to go there, looking really engaged, comfortable. Northern Ireland, not quite the same energy.
And, you know, it's a big thing. Like, people bat around a lot of words, you know, mental strength. And the question is, you know, what actually is mental strength? And part of it is, you know, going through a process, because we talk about, you know, our attention on problems. And we kind of have internal and outside attention. External, thank you. And what happens quite a lot, you reflect on something, you think how you feel about something, you're inside your own head, this whole cinema, what just happened. And the problem is, by the time they're about to blow the whistle and serve, your attention needs to be back out again. And to get focused, you got to come up with a plan first.
Absolutely. Calling a lift against setter Elijah Griffiths, who's under a bit of pressure on that pass. And on that internal external thing, I mean, we would have a thing where we would say, like, Oscar winning faces. Like, you know, you need to sell not just to the opposition, but to your teammates that, you know, you are in the game. Because if I'm standing beside someone who looks like they're down or looks like they, you know, that they're in a different place, then I'm going to second guess them. As a setter, certainly you're going to second guess them as a hitter, but in defense, and that's where that lack of trust can descend a little bit.
I think that's what you see the difference between this game and the game before is, you know, technically they're actually not that far apart, but the system that they can play it together, that they trust each other to do it, because they don't second guess, because they don't take too much responsibility for someone else, because you want to help your teammates. And you see sometimes here that players take off, they bite off more than they can chew in terms of helping their team, and then they make errors themselves. So it's learning, stick to the system, be disciplined. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Stick to the plan.
Andrew Johnson grinding his team back into this game here with 2 tough serves and an ace. The overpass there are well dealt with by Miles Riley. Northern Ireland will be happy to be just a point ahead, 13-12. Great pass by Stefano. Well blocked there. Oh, I thought that was a little harsh.
Especially because, you know, he took a couple of seconds, he mulled it over, should I not?
And it was very reactionary. If he called a double, I would have said it was harsh as well, but Andrew Johnson bringing his team back into this game. Great pass by Lachlan Donnelly. He has shown time and time again that he can pass and hit, and actually that's when he's most effective. And even though that ball was set tight, he is really committed to it, and you know, able to make something out of it. And there you go, net touch by the blocker. I really like that in the middle. You know that, you know, the ball might not be perfect all the time. It's happening so quickly, but you know, getting what you're dealt and making it better. And a great serve as reward. Another ace for Ireland.
So I think a big part of Loughlin's game is the fact that he gets off the ground early, and he does have a very large jump, and when he's in the air at that highest point, it gives him a moment where he can reach somewhere else.
Absolutely.
I couldn't do it because I've already landed.
Yeah. Oh, and that is an ace again for Lachlan Donnelly. Absolutely wonderful. The score now is 15-14. Ireland leading by 1 point, having been down throughout this set. And again, we have a 4-man pass here for Northern Ireland. Need to be careful they're not in the wrong rotation. Is there a touch off the antenna? Referee taking his time to make the decision.
Yeah, it wasn't assisted by the lines judge, unfortunately.
In times like that, you know, referees are gathering information from all angles. If they didn't see it, they don't move. That's fair enough. Referee taking in all of the information around them before they make their decision.
It's just out.
Just out. He paused. Unlucky. A great run of serves there by Lachlan Donnelly, bringing his team back into the game.
You have to give it to him. There's about 20 centimetres off where the last one was an ace.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I don't envy him that job. But great serving by Lachlan Donnelly. Ireland leaves 16-15. Little roll shot off there by Stepan Papatov. Free ball opportunity for Ireland. And there's again where instead of volleying the ball, just likewise, you don't spin, you can't win. You know, putting Northern Ireland a little off balance. Great work and great patience there by Ireland.
So I think from Stepan on that last one, you know, he had a quick approach. He came in hot with energy, and that makes the defenders get that little bit lower because they think the hard ball's coming, and just that little roll into that vacant circle in the middle of the court.
Alex McAvoy has come on for Northern Ireland. A great swing there by Louis van de Veltz. Not forcing that one, you know, taking the ball that he was getting, it was a little low, and hitting with his body rather than trying to find that line.
So this is something, folks, you will see with younger setters as they try to go faster. It's a bit of a vicious circle. You want to go fast to the net, but it's too tight, and the attacker can only hit it with their fingertips. And then they'll say, the attacker will go even tighter to the net because it's too far away from them is their feedback. And because they're even tighter to the net, because they're even tighter to the net, then the setter sets it even tighter.
Yeah. Oh, great job. Oh. Emilio Darin, what a defense there in the back row. Pierce McFarlane panicking. You know, even if he had just tipped it over or something, but to jump set that ball, you know, or dig it.
One of the nicest things you can get for a middle is to go like that and just dump it like a setter.
Exactly, yeah, yeah. Absolutely. Don't overthink it. You're big and tall.
He's also big and tall.
Oh, Louis van der Veldt will be kicking himself with that one. He had an open net. The score now 18-17 to Ireland. Stepan steps back to serve. He's been a great addition, I think. He's been really steady.
Yeah, I think both Stepan and Toby has made a great impact coming off the bench. They've given the team what they needed. So Toby's calmed things down, made it quite simple for the team. Stepan has passed well. When he's been off the net, he's swung along with a bit of speed on the ball to put pressure on the Northern Ireland ones. When it's not being great, he's rolled that ball, put them out of system. Two great changes by Alessandro.
Absolutely. As Elijah Griffiths moves into the back row here to serve. Pops it short. Oh, easy now. Rory Greer popping that ball high, giving his defense time to set up. Great job by Pierce. Oh, McFarlane just not penetrating over the net and putting the ball back over, and Emilio unable to bring that back into court. 19-18 now to Northern Ireland. Great pass. Oh, great tip, putting the Northern Ireland setter under pressure.
Nice job, Pierce.
And Patrick Cawley. Haven't seen him as much this set. Delighted to get him back in the game swinging.
But again, these little things are the difference of why you win or lose points. Pierce before struggled with the second ball, was shocked. This same kind of scenario, touch, drop, but played an easier ball. We got the set and we allow us to go and play again.
Absolutely. And Tobias Luch making the great decision. Oh my goodness. That line, I think, can be definitely adopted by Ireland. They have won a few aces down that line. Absolutely great serve by Pierce McFarlane. What's interesting there is, even if it's not an ace, they are trying to target that front court wing hitter for Northern Ireland, which puts them a little bit off balance. They're either thinking about hitting, and if they pass well, then, you know, sometimes they can have that good smooth rhythm, but at the moment, being pushed right to that line to pass, if it's not perfect and you're off balance going into hit, very difficult.
So, you know, it doesn't always have to be one tactic, but we've talked with some coaches, there has to be a reason behind you do something, and serving that corner, as you said, can disrupt the rhythm of that passer, making life hard for that outside, which is their main hitter. Alternatively, you know, you could serve from where Pierce is to the other corner where the setter is, softer ball, because the long distance for the setter will be tough. If it's inside, then you're also going to have joy. So it's nice to have options.
A lot harder to pass the ball from over your left shoulder, or set the ball from over your left shoulder. Emilio Darin!
And again!
Oh, can we just have a moment for Emilio Darin, the smallest person on court, going up against Louis van der Veldt, one of the tallest, one-man block, and Lachlan Donnelly shutting down in the middle there. Super work by Ireland. Pierce McFarlane back to serve now. 21-19. Alice McAvoy all over that.
Oh, we almost had two.
Almost had two. I think he might have been a little bit scared there. Emilio Darin in the exact right position. Lachlan Donnelly does need to get out and close that block, though. I don't think he'll be making that mistake again. As Miles Riley comes back on court and Alex McAvoy steps off, he was come on maybe to be impactful in the pass and in the defense. Certainly in the pass, taking a lot of balls overhead. But we've seen Miles Riley being really effective on the wing, hitting it down the line. Nice work there by Lachlan Donnelly, tipping it over the block. Now someone is in the net there. And it's Northern Ireland. Patrick Crawley and Lachlan Donnelly teaming up really well there, recognising that Miles Riley is definitely the favourite in this rotation. Patrick Crawley back to serve. It is 22-20 to Ireland. Really struggling to deal with that serve. Oh! And the ball just blocked out. Northern Ireland step back to serve.
Patrick Crawley talking to Lisette there. Hopefully it's saying, give me the ball.
I would say so. Dylan Nixon on to serve now for Northern Ireland. Ooh!
Wow.
What a substitution. Though Callum Grieve is like...
As I said, I love a good net roller.
I love a net roller, yeah, absolutely. Long on that ball. Score now is 23-22. Another substitution happening here.
Yeah, that's just the reverse of the serving sub.
Yeah.
That he'll come out and then switch back into the libero. Yeah.
Yeah. Emilio Darren back to serve for Ireland. They lead by a point. Great. Oh, and it's long.
It's not for lack of want. I think the entire hall was trying to like suck in through your mouth just to get it to drop.
Absolutely, absolutely. Andrew Johnson back to serve here for Northern Ireland. A lovely, calm pass by Papadov there. Oh,
is
touch off that block.
Is there a touch?
There is a touch, yeah. Callum Grieve admitting it himself. He knows, he knows. It was clear. Again, Stepan, really calm player. Lovely pass, transitions out, finding high hands against that big block.
As you said, Stepan said, Galway, Premier League, I believe. So, you know, it's good having some of these young Irish players playing in the top league in Ireland.
Great soft block, and Emilio Darren staying deep. Free ball opportunity here for Northern Ireland. You have to think it goes out to Miles. It does, roll shot. Patrick Crawley is on it.
Second bite. Oh.
Yeah, he makes no mistake. Great work by Captain Miles Riley there, keeping cool in that moment. 24 points apiece. You have to win by 2 to win the set. So we will keep going until either team has a clear 2-point lead. Great pass again by Stepan. Oh, what a decision. Great work, Tobias, in that moment when it's all really tight and tense and everything like that. Cool as you like, setting up Piers McFarlane, who puts it away to 5.
Let's hope we can finish it off here. It's always nervous when we go into overtime on these sorts of things.
Yes, absolutely. But Tobias seems like a cool character.
I think so.
There we go.
Oh, it's out.
Oh, no.
It's just out.
Is it? Oh, God. I'm going to shut up now.
No, you're good.
So unlucky there.
Have you ever had any really crazy long overtimes?
Yeah, I've gone to 42-40.
42-40?
Yeah.
Bunch of nail biting going on there.
Yeah. I've also reffed a game that went to something like that and I nearly died.
Oh. It's just, you know, when you get to this, you know, we've just talked about Stephen being such a calm, good passer, but, you know, going into that overtime period, you know, it's just, it hits different.
It does, it does. nail-biter this set.
I have to say, I think the biggest one I ever did was 57, 55.
Oh my God.
And that was the second set. It had a long way to go.
Oh God, that is a long way to go, yeah. Yeah. Did you win the next set? Did you win that set? No, you lost it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we lost it. So we won the first, lost the second with that, then third, fourth, bye.
Bye. Yeah.
Home time.
Absolutely. I can tell you as a referee, it is an awful place to be. I don't like it at all. In those cases, situations, it's probably best not to look at the scoreboard.
Yeah.
As here we have Luther McKibben back to serve for Northern Ireland. Great pass. Patrick Crawley rips it cross court. That is a great swing by Patrick Crawley. He's got a big block against him there.
Yeah. But he said this is actually something that plays in his favor, you know, being left-handed. It allows you to get your hand around the side of the ball, really pull that sharp angle across.
Yeah. Oh, it was definitely going long. Rory Greer on it. What's happened? Net touch.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's gut-wrenching.
That is gut-wrenching. It is 27-26. A lack of concentration there.
Especially, you know, I'm sure Captain Creve will look through the video, figure out why the team tried to lose, and when you have that with Stepan, probably was going out, and then that.
Yeah.
And, nope!
Was there a net touch? There was a net touch. No, was there a net touch? Patrick Crawley is definitive. He says no. And we have 2-1, 28-26. Absolutely massive moment there for Ireland to hold their nerve.
So, you know, you have to give respect to both teams because
absolutely.
Not to compare them against the other teams, but to compare them against themselves from this first set. It's a completely different game.
Completely different game.
Into it, and now we're seeing what some of them can do. We're seeing some of them taking responsibility, try and turn the lead. Patrick has been great from the first, second set. He went out in this set, not as much. Stepan came in, Pierce came in, started hitting a little bit more. But, you know, as we said earlier, you got to keep them involved because you're going to need them at the end.
Absolutely, absolutely. But that distribution has certainly helped Ireland against a considerably taller and more physical Northern Ireland team. Yeah. There was one stage actually there where, you know, our front row was very small by comparison. Yeah. But I think as well, Tobias is giving a little bit more space to the hitters, giving them a little bit more space away from the net, which, you know, in theory you're like, okay, well, that might be a bit harder to hit, but no, they are able to get around that block. And when they're as athletic on both sides as they are, you know, every little inch counts.
So it's one of these law of unintended consequences with small players. They think they got to be close to the net because that allows a trajectory to hit down. But to do that, they got to take more speed off the ball, which makes it counterproductive because it's making it easier to defend or to block against. So, you know, the best thing you can do with small hitters is keep them a meter off the net that they can swing their arm through and put a bit of speed long onto the baseline that it's hard for, you know, defenders to get that touch.
Absolutely, and we've seen that while it might take them a while to get up and get down, they certainly are getting that height. So I know maybe our screen is reading scores a little bit differently here, but first set, just to clarify, 25-16 to Northern Ireland, second set 25-17 to Republic of Ireland, and that final set 28-26 in an absolute nail-biter to the Republic of Ireland in green. As we go into this fourth set, it is still all to play for. Very, very tight throughout that set between Ireland and Northern Ireland. as we line out on the court now. No changes made to the Irish side. Back to the starting lineup, I think, for Northern Ireland, as they bring back on Alasdair McGuinness as setter. Yeah. And it looks like we put Miles Riley in now as an opposite. He's been very effective from the wing. Alasdair under a bit of pressure there.
Great take.
Absolutely. And Piers McFarlane just tipping it back into court. Really calm defense there, though, by Patrick Crawley, keeping that ball on this side of the net. As Lachlan Donnelly goes back to serve. Ooh, that was in. Again, finding that deep 5 by the line. What a start for Lachlan Donnelly. A few missed serves towards the end of the last set. You know, I think Northern Ireland definitely needing to, well, taken by Stepan Papatov. Patrick Crowley not ready for that ball so short.
Oh, unlucky, yeah.
Yeah. Alasdair.
So, you know, it's great that he has the physical ability to get up there and do that, but you got to realize it's going across and let it go.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, when you're a backcourt, well, he's a frontcourt setter, but he cannot cross that net. I suppose he would be as well to sell that story and then pull out of it last minute. Oh, great take by Stepan. Oh, and one-on-one there. Great run by Piers McFarlane. Look at Tobias Luch. He's turning to Piers. He says, thank you so much. You sold that block. Middle, Yanita Randolph stuck in the middle, leaving setter Alasdair out there on his own, and Stepan making absolutely no mistakes there. Great teamwork there. Clipping the top of the net, but well taken. Free ball opportunity here for Ireland. Little low, but Piers McFarlane making it work. Lachlan Donnelly on that pass. Again, a little low, but somehow. Oh, that is in. Great, great save by Kyle Ruddock there on those two short balls. Getting low and keeping Northern Ireland in that point. Great, great swing, I think, by Louis van der Veld. Keep going to say Van der Fleer. Great take by Rory Greer. Little change up there, trying to run the back set.
Great set.
Well done, lovely soft block there by Papatov. You know, he saw the gap. He saw the gap. It was a good decision, just didn't quite pull off the execution. And it is 4-2 to Ireland. Oof. Patrick Crawley, a little bit wild on that. You can see Rory Greer, captain Libro, just saying, settle. Take it down a notch. Alasdair McGuinness stepping back to serve setter for Northern Ireland. Lovely pass there by Stepan. Needs to roll that a little bit shorter into the middle of the court, but well dealt with by Alasdair McGuinness. Great pickups on both sides. Double touch there, just under a bit of pressure. Tobias Lutz on that defense.
Just didn't get turned quickly enough. You know,
Yeah.
the body's still shifting. It's going to come out not great.
Not great. You know, we've a backcourt setter here for Northern Ireland. You'd have to say that Miles Riley in opposite is the favourite. That ball needs to be a little bit higher to Piers McFarlane. They were connecting earlier. Not quite sure why we're losing that rhythm now.
So often it's very hard for middle blockers that they want to run into the middle of the court.
Yeah.
But when the pass comes, 2 meters further back, the setter's moving away from them. They don't close that gap.
Great swing by Stepan cross court, and a lovely take there by Kyle Ruddock. Another great set. Emilio Darren there, Patrick Crowley ready for the swing. Lovely little off shot. Great defense here by Northern Ireland.
Oh.
Super work by Miles Riley there. Lots of roll shots coming out in that point. Great calm there by Miles Riley. He had a free net, he could have buried it, but he saw the space and he took it. And super defense there by Northern Ireland, getting bodies underneath those balls, just persisting with the point. And we are 6-4 at that timeout. Northern Ireland better by 2 points.
So you can kind of see that, both teams are on the cusp of just pushing and taking a lead. And it's kind of swinging back and forth between them. And the question will be, which individual player can take a moment to step up and say, I'm going to make the difference for, 2 or 3 points and get this team going again.
Absolutely, absolutely. And right now you'd be looking to Captain Miles Riley for Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
And
so with Ireland, you had Stepan come in, made some really good shots. The last couple didn't pay off. And now you're trying to see, how do you just get a couple of points on the board to keep the guys moving?
Bit of miscommunication there. Emilio Darren was the right person to take that ball, but it seems like he just pulled out of the shot a little bit when he felt Stepan beside him. Alice Adair McGuinness having a good run of serves here for Northern Ireland. Well taken by Stepan. Oh, lovely little dinky tip there, but well covered by Kyle Ruddock. Good adjust. Oh, absolutely beautiful by Louis van der Vels. Straight down that line, only one-on-one block. Made no mistake.
I think Rory was telling Tobias there, you have to run and chase after that, even if you take out the score table.
Little change up here. I think Alessandra may be looking to build that connection in the middle. I think Roy has had a good success there. Oh. Missed time on the block there, and Stepan absolutely exploits the hole. Great work there on that side out. Score now is 5-8. Northern Ireland leading by 3 points as Roy Valdez steps back to serve. Again, this four-man pass. Nice pass there. I tell you, Ireland are lucky no one touched that. It's a great swing.
Definitely no touch on the block. Maybe they're talking about if the defender got something on it, but I think it was too fast for him.
Too fast.
He tried. He tried.
And Emilio Darren is fast, but Louis van der Vels unlucky not to make that point stick. Oof, that is tight. Well,
great choice.
Well used. Again, there's that calm from Miles Riley. Sees the hands up in front of him and tools the block.
That was a very, maturity beyond his years there. Unfortunately, for all you guys in Ireland, we've probably rolled our ankles at some point or another. And learning very quickly that ball's tight and to approach to the net and jump up is the difference.
Oh, a great set there by Roy Valdez, absolutely selling the middle. I mean, a great attempt there by Miles Riley to get hands on that, but unable to control Patrick Crawley there. Great set by Roy Valdez. Hopefully finding his confidence again in this set. Good pass there by Kyle Ruddock. Oh! Patrick Crawley, how he got that up, I don't know, but free ball opportunity here for Northern Ireland. Just tooled off the block. I think it was waving a little bit in the wind there.
Unfortunately, Alessandra is not on the score sheet.
No.
Doesn't count if she plays it.
Though it feels like she is playing every point from that sideline. If you're watching her, she is so intent, willing her players with every inch of her body to do all that she can see they can do. Nice pass, well dealt with there by Rory Greer. Patrick Crawley. Beautiful block there by Luther McKeven. Redirecting that ball into the back row. Northern Ireland starting to get a handle on Patrick Crawley here. I think he needs to just mix it up a little bit. There's a short serve. They need to Randall off. Score now 11-8. Northern Ireland leading by 3. You feel Northern Ireland need to keep this momentum. They need to keep siding out if they want to keep control of this set. As Pearse McFarlane steps back to serve, and we know where his favourite spot is. There it is, straight down the line to 5. Free ball opportunity here. That's it, Amelia Darren is like, that is my ball. Oh, well played by Alice Adair McGuinness. Great work by the Irish block there, good discipline. Thomas Holgate not quite being able to tool the block as well as his teammate Miles Riley. That ball much further inside though, in fairness to him.
So it is something that gets lost in translation. If it's tight, you want to tool them, but if you're so far in the middle of the court, you just have to try and recycle it.
Yeah. Pearse McFarlane going from the middle of the court there.
Great up.
Yeah, such height on it as well. Oh, I'd be raging too, Alice Adair. I would be raging too after doing all of that work to get the ball high into the court and for your teammates to put in the net. Not good enough. We've seen Pearse McFarlane serve cause a little bit of trouble. He is trying to go for that line, trying to target that front court hitter, but also causing confusion when it drifts a little bit more inside between 5 and 6. So he's been very effective from the service line. Good timeout taken here by Callum Grieve. Just looking to settle his players. They lead by 1. It's 11-10. No reason why they can't side out here.
So I think it's always nice as coaches to try and break the game down into smaller phases. You know, you kind of go to 8 points, to 16 points, to 20 points. And, you know, if you're down 8-4, you know, push now.
Yeah.
And then let's reevaluate by 16.
Absolutely.
So let's see what team gets this middle phase.
Smart
better.
goals. Well taken overhead there. Amelia Darren. Absolutely massive. Again, really clever, patient play. You could see Miles Riley coming in on top of him. If he swung, more than likely getting blocked, but be able to redirect that ball quick and sharp into the middle of the court. Beautiful work by Amelia Darren.
Here's
and he scores
my
again.
boy.
You know what? I've seen Northern Ireland putting down 4 players. They don't need 4. They just need to stack their pass on this right side. He's going for the front court hitter every time. Either step up and take that overhead. Believe it is going in. And he mixes up.
Great change up. So you've seen, you know, Louis stepping across. You had two players in the same spot, even with 4, and it just opens out on the other side. And not just the decision, but the execution to go and do it. Because, you know,
he has a favourite serve. We've seen it. It's worked really well to move away from that. And, you know, as a passing unit, you want to force them to change, but you don't want the change to be just as effective. So great work by Pearse McFarlane. But he has got his team back into the game there. They lead by 1, 13-12, as Captain Miles Riley steps back to serve for Northern Ireland.
And I think as you know, bench players or even middle players, when you come in and out, you know, try to set little goals for yourself. Or is your team in a better position by the time you come off than when you went on?
One-on-one block there. Good use. Ball just a little bit tight. Lachlan Donnelly calm under pressure there, taking control of the set. I think
so,
really.
And this is frustrating potentially for, you know, Alison McGuinness. You know, 2 sets overhead wrong creates a great set outside. Looked perfect from here, but the hitter makes the error then.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, on the converse though, great patience by Ireland, picking up those short balls, and Lachlan Donnelly, you know, stepping in to take that second ball. Not a question on him, and that ball is long. Miles Riley looking a little dejected there. Needs to lead by example now on court. Needs to pick the head up. He needs to create energy for himself. His team need to help him there as well. That whole idea of, you know, Oscar-winning faces. Patrick Crowley back to serve. Great pass there by Miles Ruddock. And one-on-one with the blocker there, Thomas Holgate.
Boy, was up so early. He was already on his way back down.
Yeah. Absolutely, but it all started with the pass there. Kyle Ruddock making no mistake on the pass, giving Alice Adair McGuinness some options. Another missed serve. And it is 16-13 now to Ireland. The gap opening up 3 points. Northern Ireland having a little huddle there.
Yeah, I have a feeling with the Northern Irish ones, they're trying a lot.
Yeah.
Probably trying too much rather than just playing.
Yeah. And is out. Just out. Yeah, you can overplay it a little bit, and definitely in the mind can ruminate on decisions and moments, but all you can do is play the ball that's in front of you. What's my next job? And if you focus on that. Oh, great decision there by Stefan to control that ball, bring it back into 6. Soft block there, comes back onto Northern Ireland's side. Alice Adair going back. Another soft block, powering through. Great work by Louis van der Veldt there. No approach, and still able to get all that power into the ball. We have Luther McKibben back to serve now for Northern Ireland. Well taken by Rory Greer. There's a hole in that block, but it is closed at the last minute by Yanita Randolph. That was a great close. Super work. He was late getting out there, but losing every inch of him to get that block closed, and the last minute Stepan's cross-court shot shut down. As we are 16 all. As really as anybody's set.
As we talked about earlier, volleyball's a game to 20 and a sprint to 25.
Yeah. Lots of great supporters in the house here. They'll be willing their team over the line today. We have Luther McKibben back to serve for Northern Ireland. Great patience there by Roy Valdez. A little shaky moment there. Free ball opportunity now comes to Ireland. Oh! Another free ball opportunity here. Lachlan Donnelly. Oh, that is a lift. Forcing the issue just maybe a little bit there. The option should have been to go back to Patrick Crowley and one. Itching for it, so he is itching for it. Some great play there. You feel like Ireland should have done better with that point there. Ooh. Nearly caught on the hop was Miles Riley. Ball comes back onto the Northern Irish side. Van der Velds goes again. Stepan. The wings trading balls here. Emilio Darren setting that ball very tight, but Lachlan Donnelly puts it away.
So I think you can see, you know, Stepan is just matching up against Alistair not that well. So I think you're really going to have to try and force the middle, or as you said, get Patrick in. Until Alistair goes back, Stepan probably has a better chance.
Yeah, and I think at the moment, Anita Randolph is doing a great job in closing that block. But yeah, I think if Roy can find Patrick Crawley in the back row, it would really open the game up.
Yeah.
Take a little bit of that pressure off Stepan. Bit of one-armed volleyball there. Lachlan Donnelly going for the safer option. Van der Velds up to swing here, and he touched off the top of the block. He found hands.
So but I have to say, I think Louis has a great approach on those high balls. He just kind of like stands on one leg, just waits for it, always has that nice jumping explosion off the ground to go and swing.
Yeah, slow, fast. Another great pass by Stepan, but absolutely no mistake. Anita Randolph puts a roof on it. He waited, and you feel that Pierce McFarlane, there's not a lot he could do there. Again, I think he needs to stay behind the ball a little bit more. Roy needs to give him a little bit more space and height, but if Pierce is crushing in on top of that net, he's not giving himself the opportunity to swing. Good adjustment there by Stepan on that wide ball. Free ball opportunity here. Tip it. Tip it in the middle. I really wanted Roy to tip it there. But the point goes to Ireland nonetheless. It is 19 points to 18 points. Still really feel like this is anyone's game as Roy Valdez comes back to serve. Again, this four-man pass is in, like so in. It's just dropping at the last minute. It's high, it's loopy. Whereas earlier in the game, I suppose we've seen those balls just keep going. Dropping. But really, at this point in the game, players cannot be turning and looking at those balls. They need to be tracking them to the line. No excuse. Well taken overhead there by Van der Velds. And a beautiful off-shot roll by Miles Riley as he gives the eyes to Rory Greer through the net. It's like, how'd you like them? Score is 20-19. Well taken by Rory Greer. Patrick Crawley, that left hand. Beautiful. That ball would be nearly impossible for another player, but able to bring that back into court with such power.
That's a great point. Chances are if he was a right-handed hitter, he would have hit that in the net.
Absolutely. But no, well within his remit. And Randolph nowhere to be seen in closing that block. Now. Emilio Darren powering through the block there of Miles Riley. One-on-one. Again, such belief, not afraid of those hands in the slightest. And there's a momentum shift again. It is 21-20 to Ireland as we come into the business end of the set. You have to feel in. There was a moment there in that set, you know, where Northern Ireland were all looking at each other to play that ball over. I think if they have a chance of winning this set, if they have the chance to turn the momentum around, you know, they have to take a little bit of responsibility, trust each other. What is my next job? Ready for anything. They look defeated in that point already. But we saw earlier today that there's been times where teams have looked defeated and then have come from 21-17 down to win 25.
It's volatile. It's a roller coaster of emotions playing volleyball.
Step and back to serve there. Alice Adair chasing that ball down. Free ball opportunity here for Ireland. Great decision. Oh, deft little touch. I feel he needs to bring that more into the middle of the court. Alice Adair McGuinness is just waiting and dealing very well with that. But Patrick Crawley
finally into the front row.
Absolutely.
He's been waiting for that the whole game.
And I hope he says thank you to Pierce McFarlane, because it was Pierce McFarlane who sold that. And, you know, Janito Randlehoff has no choice but to stick with the middle in that moment and hair it out to the pin, but he had no hope there. Great finish by Patrick Crawley. Free ball again. Patrick Crawley taking that on. Emilio Darren. Oh, wow. I don't think that'll get. Oh, wait, yeah.
That's a lift?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's 22-21.
So normally at this point I would say, you know, whoever can go out and make a couple of good points will win. I'm really sorry to say that you got to be realistic with it. It will be whatever team makes the error.
Yeah.
The other team will capitalize.
Great serve there by Nixon. Free ball opportunity here. Yes, good decision there by Alice Adair, going to his captain, Miles Riley, making no mistake, powering through that block. Nixon back to serve again. It goes long.
Unfortunate.
Unfortunate. (23-22). It is another nail-biting end to this set. Now, Pierce McFarlane back to serve.
So
Callum Grieve has decided to not bring on his libero.
I was going to say, it could be a good call, but Pierce does like to go down the line, so maybe it doesn't affect it, and he has him in on defense. Yeah.
Whew. Well dealt with there by
set back.
Patrick Crawley all over that. Roy Valdez swooping in. Oh, let Emilio swing. Keeping that on this side. What?
Oh,
Lachlan done.
Lachlan.
It was a clean set. But out off the block, Miles Riley finding hands and using them. It is 23 points apiece. Nail-biting stuff. I have to say, Lachlan Donnelly is a cool man under pressure. Great patience by Roy there. Free ball opportunity here for Northern Ireland. You feel like it has to.
So I think it's something wonderful for Lachlan, like to have a middle player who has great ball control, who can come in, make digs if it's in the net, make sets, cover things, and that's just part of giving them the opportunity to learn and train those things.
I think as well he's very switched on. You know, he's not surprised by a lot. Great pass there, looking for Miles Riley in the back row. Patrick Crawley free ball in. Oh my God! What a swing by Emilio! That's not the end of the set. It is! It is 25-23. What a way to finish. What a swing by Emilio Darren on a free net. And that point is the culmination of progress set on set there for Ireland. Absolutely unbelievable.
All I can say is absolute roller coaster for all teams. You know, both teams will take positives and negatives out of it. Obviously, Ireland will be really, really happy to get the victory. I'm sure Callum Grieve with the North boys will find positives and obviously things to work on as well.
But a really, really, really strong game there by Northern Ireland. We're going to love you and leave you.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us, and we hope you tune in for the next match that'll be on in a few minutes' time. Bye-bye.